Hey beautiful people, if you're seeing this verse for the first time, I'm Nurse Annie, and on this channel I talk about nursing and everything else. So if this is a kind of content you're interested in, why not click on the subscribe button and on the bell to join my YouTube family. Over the years, I've realized that some people call vagina vulva and some call vulva vagina. So I've decided to make this video to actually explain the meaning of the vulva, what the vulva is, for better understanding. So grab your chair and let's get started. The vulva is a female external genitalia. It is that part of the female body that is in between her legs, which allows the female to urinate, that's to pee, to menstruate, to give birth, and to experience sexual pleasure. The vulva is not the vagina. As a female, if you use a mirror in between your legs, what you'll be seeing there is the vulva and not the vagina. So please stop calling that place vagina because it is not the vagina. Rather, it is the vulva. So let's get to know the different parts of the vulva. It consists of the mons pubis, the labia majora, the labia minora, the clitoris, the urethral opening, and the vaginal opening. We're going to be dissecting each of these parts one after the other. The first one is the mons pubis, although some people normally call it mons veneris. This is named after Venus, a Roman goddess of love, beauty, and fertility. This is that plump V-shaped patch of skin that cushions the pubic bone. This is where pubic hair grows from puberty onwards. The second one is called the labia majora. This is otherwise called the outer labia or the outer lips. This is that fleshy part that covers the vulva, that fleshy part that covers the vulva. It is called the lips, the outer lips. There are two in number. It extends vertically from the mons pubis towards the perineum. It also has hairs on them from puberty. They are filled with erectile tissues and they become engorged with blood when aroused. And it comes in different shapes and sizes for everyone. The third one is called the labia minora. Some people call it the inner labia, some call it the inner lips. These are hairless. They don't have hairs. Even after puberty, hairs don't grow on them. And there are vertical lips that are inside the outer lip. They are being covered by the outer lips. And they start above the clitoris and extends downward towards the perineum. The uppermost part is also known as the clitoral root. So the inner lips houses and protects the highly sensitive clitoris. It can diffuse some of the sensation from the clitoris so that the clitoral stimulation doesn't feel painful but pleasurable. Just like the outer lips, the inner lips come in different varieties, different forms. Some are symmetrical while others aren't. Some are tucked inside the outer lips while others stick out or even dangle. Some are wrinkled and some are smooth. The inner lips are also sensitive, filled with blood when the female is being aroused. Alright, the fourth point is the clitoris. This is a small pea-shaped gland with a hood of skin covering it. This is the pleasure center and it is highly sensitive because it has thousands of nerve endings, more than any other parts of the body. This is where the two inner lips meet up there to form the clitoral hood, right? So these two inner lips meet at the clitoris. And the clitoris comes in different sizes. The clitoris extends inside the body, backward and downward on both sides of the vagina. It is made up of spongy tissues that become swollen when aroused. And we have only one function of the clitoris, which is to make you feel good. Some people usually experience pain when touched directly on the clitoris. Rather, they prefer an indirect touch, which will give them pleasure. So some people, if you touch them directly on the clitoris, they tend to feel pain instead of pleasure. So this kind of people, they prefer indirect touch for the pleasure to take place. So know yourself and know what works for you. So the fifth point is a urethral opening. This is a tiny hole that you pee or urinate from, and the urethra continues inward. Under the clitoris, you see one small hole. That's where urine comes out. If you want to urinate, if you want to pee, that's where urine comes out from, and not the vagina. Some people think females normally urinate through the vagina. Please, it's not through the vagina, it's through the urethral opening. There's a small opening underneath the clitoris. There's a little opening, one tiny hole there, although it's not visible, it's not open like this. But if you look at it very well, you see that tiny hole there. That's the urethral opening, and the urethra continues inward. So that is where you urinate from, and not from the vagina. So the number 6 point is the vaginal opening. This is right below the urethral opening. This is where menstrual blood comes out from. This is where babies are being born during vaginal delivery. I remember when we were young, when we were children, we used to think that babies are being born through the anus. So this is where babies are being born during vaginal delivery. This is where things are being inserted inside. Things like the fingers, things like the penis, things like sex toys, things like tampons, things like menstrual cups, etc. And the vaginal opening is partially covered by a thin fleshy tissue that stretches, called the hymen. I believe we now know what a vulva is. I believe we won't be making that mistake of calling the vulva the vagina. So if you found this video to be helpful and informative, kindly like it, subscribe to my channel for more educating videos, and see you in my next video.